If you're a musician and watch YouTube, you probably know Rick Beato and have probably watched one of his many rants on how pop music is low information music, or this one on why today's music is so boring, or this one called I just listened to the top 10 on Spotify ellipsis WTF question mark. Now the main reason Rick disses on most of these pop songs is because it has just 4 chords. In other words, the harmony is boring.
G flat major, A flat major, B flat minor. That's it. I mean, it's the most basic.
Now, very recently, 12 Tone debunked this whole theory in a very well-produced video essay where he highlights how pop music today doesn't focus on harmony as a main tool for creating interest or complexity. That's been done to death. Songwriters and producers now focus on the production techniques. Things like sound design, unique vocal processing with hardware and software that wasn't available back in the time when the music was so-called good. 12 Tone also mentions how there's good pop music made today. Those songs maybe don't quite make it to the top 10 on the Billboard charts, but they still very much qualify as pop music. Let me give you an analogy. In June of 2009, the #1 movie in the box office was Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, while all the way down on number 58 was a little movie called Hurt Locker, which ended up winning 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture of the Year. And by the way, if you're a film buff, you're not going to be using the box office as a measurement for discovering quality movies. Otherwise, you'll probably never come across film studios like A24 or Gravitas Ventures that also make big, high-budget films but don't quite match the numbers that, let's say, a Michael Bay film might get. Okay, now going back to music and the whole idea of pop songs having just 4 chords, or chords that are just boring triads, I want to present a case study using the track Ungodly Hour by Chloe and Halle. Now this track technically falls under the urban contemporary category, but it did hit the Billboard Top 200 charts and peaked at number 20. So for all intents and purposes, this is a pop song. Now a little while ago I made a video demonstrating how the electric piano sound from this track was created, and if you are interested in that, you can check that out here. But I did realize that I made a few mistakes with the actual chord progression. And I would say the chord progression is, for the lack of a better word, unusual. So let's listen to it here. Now the entire song revolves around this chord progression, except in the chorus the bass line changes slightly. So let's analyze this chord progression, if that is even possible. Now the first chord here is fairly straightforward. We have a G major triad with a major 7, so that makes it a G major 7. But on the bass, we get an A. So you can think of this as a slash chord. G major 7 with an A on the bass. So that creates this very interesting slight dissonance. Now the next chord is very easy to shift from this chord to the next chord. The bass is the same. The only 2 notes that change are the D becomes a D flat and the B becomes a B flat. Now this chord can be analyzed as some kind of an A, so we'll keep the A as a root, and that'll be the flat 7. That'll be a flat 9. That's the major 3rd. So A7 flat 9. And lastly, we also have the F sharp, so that's a 6 or 13. So this is an A7 flat 9 13. So I guess we can treat this as a secondary dominant chord because the next chord is D. And this is a straightforward D major 7th. No, technically it's a major 9th because there's also an E up there. Very nice. Now this last chord is a bit ambiguous. So we have this chromatic movement from F sharp going to G on the bass, and then on the right hand we have this. Now if there was a C sharp, we could treat this as some kind of an A7th chord. But since there isn't a C sharp, let's treat this as some kind of a G. So G being the root, flat 7 there, that would be the 9 with A. And that's the major 3rd. And then a 6. So it's kind of a strange chord here considering diatonic chord progressions. So this would be a G13. So those are the 4 chords used in this song. So with this, I hope I've been able to demonstrate that pop music is not low information music all the time. And there are some really interesting things going on in this world. We just have to put in some effort to find it. On a side note, as I was researching this track, I discovered that the songwriters credited for the song are Halle Bailey, the artist herself, and Guy and Howard Lawrence. If those 2 names don't ring a bell, you might know them as the British sibling duo of the electronic group Disclosure.
So we hope y'all enjoy.
Hey. This always makes me happy.
Yeah.